Now that 2020 is over, we look forward into 2021 and the games we are most excited about coming up right now.
Let's check it out.
I'm Austin.
I'm Mitch.
And this is Super Platinum Achievement, games we are looking forward to in 2021. And we are just going to get right into it. And the first game is The Medium. Coming out on January 28th for Xbox and PC. And the reason why we are excited for this game is it is the one they advertised showing that it's going to simultaneously render two worlds at once. And you can bounce back and forth to it. And that might be quite a change in gaming that we haven't seen yet, and allows us to do that with these new consoles. And I think that's kind of why we are really looking forward to this game. It's just kind of that cool feature, and maybe down the road this will open up in a lot more games. So.
Innovative, different, and a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, horror game. So
looking forward to that one a lot.
Yes.
Next one is not 100% a new game. It's a port with a new section added to it, and that's Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Now, Bowser's Fury is basically being advertised as an addition to the game, not a full game by itself.
So a Miles Morales situation.
Right,
there.
where it could probably be a little mini game, but they're just adding it on to the port of 3D World. You get a whole new world, whole new level, whole new gameplay for Super Mario 3D World, and they're adding online play, so you can play with a buddy via online on the Nintendo Switch. I'm super excited for that.
February 21st for that one there, so pretty exciting. We've got some good stuff coming in the early part of the year. The next game that we're kind of looking forward to is Far Cry 6. May 25th, comes out on all consoles. We're excited because it's Far Cry's first game in the new gen, I should say. And if it's anything like the trailer they showed off, it's going to look amazing, which they all have in recent history, so we're pretty pumped.
We get Moff Gideon.
Giancarlo Esposito, is the main antagonist of the game.
Phenomenal actor.
And they kind of did say that this game is going to go back to more of its original Far Cry roots, being in the more civilization,
Far Cry 3,
revolutionary kind of setting. So pretty excited about that. Always a good time. So we're looking forward to Far Cry 6.
Another one is Back 4 Blood. This is a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. If you haven't played the Left 4 Dead series, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 on the Xbox 360, you're missing out. These games were a ton of fun as a zombie co-op and all the different types of zombies. Ton of fun. They're basically bringing us back to that world without being with Valve. It's the guys that were behind it, but away from Valve. New game, same concept.
Yeah, Valve stopped making video games, so their developers went, well, see you later, and now we're doing this on their own, which is super exciting. It looks just like Left 4 Dead, which is going to be awesome, because you can't really
Left 4 Dead was awesome.
Change perfection there. So June 22nd, and that is on for all consoles.
All consoles minus the Switch.
For now. We'll see.
Probably, but we'll see.
And that kind of ended what is confirmed for the first half. Everything else on this list is just time windows, all of 2021
sometime
in 2021, hopefully. And that our next one is the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, coming out in just spring of 2021. This did get announced on N7 Day in 2020, so it's been a couple months since they announced it. It's on all consoles, except the Switch. So it's like PS4, Xbox One, PC at launch, but the PS4 and Xbox versions are cranked up, I guess you could say, for the new consoles as well. It's just not a definitive PS5, Xbox Series X version.
And I do predict that they will come out with a Switch version, with Switch doing something to handle it, whether that be cloud gaming or new hardware. We'll see.
All 4K, all 3 games with all their DLCs and everything. So Mass Effect, if you haven't played that trilogy, it is fantastic. And Mitch is one of those people, so he's pretty excited about this. I am one of those people who played every single game but never actually beat any of them. So I'm excited to do it as well.
And then, that one's going to be like a new world to me. And speaking of that, A New World is a game coming out for PC, brought to us by Amazon.
Yes.
It's an MMO, and from what we've seen, they are doing a whole bunch of different things. It's going to be the most detailed MMO that we've had. It's very, Final Fantasies
14?
MMO.
Final Fantasy 14?
14, yeah.
Or Elder Scrolls Online?
Elder Scrolls Online mixed with a little bit of World of Warcraft, and it's going to be really innovative and I think change the way we look at MMOs from here on out. It is PC only, and I imagine that they will bring it to Amazon Luna when that launches because it is an Amazon game. But we will see. I'm excited to see what that game is all about when it does come out sometime this year. They said spring. With how big it is, I will be surprised if it actually makes that mark.
Yeah. So, next game, I think we are probably one of our most excited games.
Yeah.
It's Ratchet Clank Rift Apart. At the moment, I'm the only one who will be able to play it. Mitch does not have a PS5 as of yet. He's working on it, guys. It's really tough for him. He tries himself to sleep every night. It's really rough. But yes, it comes PS5. It's the first half of 2021. Ratchet Clank is perhaps one of my favorite game series of all time. Good 3D platformer there.
Yeah.
And, ton of fun.
Funny.
The guns are so much
weapons,
fun.
yeah.
And it's just, and then once again, it's kind of the same thing like with the medium. It's going to be rendering, I wouldn't say two worlds simultaneously, but you're able to jump seamlessly between different worlds because of the power of these new consoles. And it's going to be kind of fun to see that being used in a Ratchet Clank setting. So kind of excited for that.
Speaking of the power of the new consoles,
yes,
Battlefield is supposed to bring us a game that is going to be on a whole different scale than we've seen before.
Yeah, so EA is pretty proud of what they're doing with the new Battlefield game.
We don't know what that is. They just said, be prepared for something big kind of thing.
Yeah.
Battlefield is, always been up there with Call of Duty. Call of Duty appeals more to the casual FPS, where Battlefield is a little bit more intense. You've got destructible environments.
More vehicle warfare, bigger combat in general.
The different types. It's not just run around and shoot.
Aside from the battle royales, that's a different category. Right. This is just the straight up warfare, and I love Battlefield, and I'm super excited to see what they bring into this next generation. And on a scale we've never seen before. What does that even mean?
We don't know. But speaking of next generation, one that was supposed to come out at the beginning of this generation. What was that? We could think about it forever.
Almost.
Infinitely? That's Halo Infinite. That game was supposed to be a launch title for the Series X.
But it looked bad.
They got so much flack for it looking like a 360 game that they pushed it back an entire year.
Yeah.
And now it is coming out fall 2021.
Is it
we
though?
Hope.
We don't know.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pushed again. But Halo, always fun to go through the campaigns, especially because they are split-screen co-op. Well, at least they should be. Halo 5 was not. I know they are bringing that back because they did apologize for it and said sorry. But that's going to be a good game. Halo, FPS.
Yeah. So another game coming around at that same time later, 2021, is Lord of the Rings Gollum. And we don't really know much on that game. Just there was a teaser of Gollum walking around Mordor.
It's a not open world, but like a stealth style game, and the search for the precious.
Exactly. So that is coming out to all consoles, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch.
Switch.
So if it's anything like the Mordor games that we've played, Shadow Mordor, War of Mordor, Shadow of War. That's what I'm trying to think of. I think that'd be pretty good. Those have been some good quality games, and if they kind of keep
Lord of the Rings is gold, usually, no matter what you do with it. So minus Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, that was a miss there, back in the PS2 era. But one that will not be a miss is probably the one I am looking forward to the most.
Yes,
and that is Horizon Forbidden West. If you didn't play Horizon Zero Dawn, it made our top 10 open world games of all time. Check that video out. Amazing game. The gameplay and the combat is fantastic. The characters are so well done.
Yeah.
It's just an overall fantastic game. Beautiful world, and now we get to experience what is the West Coast and a new environment. I am really looking forward to that. That's supposed to be the second half of 2021. We don't know exactly when. Usually when they say that, they want to give themselves a grace period, being like, it's going to be holiday 2021.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Super excited. Can't wait to see what they can do on the PS5 with Horizon. Because what they did on the PS4 was nothing short of breathtaking. So I just can't wait to see what they can do on the sequel. And speaking of sequels, and this is probably the one I'm a little more excited about. I'm pretty pumped for Horizon, but this is probably what 2021 is going to be the best game. Is God of War Ragnarok, and that is just. They just said 2021. There's no window.
We didn't get anything besides the symbol and the voice and 2021.
So, the first God of War is probably one of my favorite games, at least of the last generation, if not of all time. It was so well done and just beautiful and fun, but hard and just so good. And just there's so much we can go on to on that one.
Yeah, it was gorgeous, phenomenal game, and the relationship between Atreus and Kratos is phenomenal.
And I can't wait to see where that keeps going in the next game. Obviously, you're going to be taking on more of, I don't want to spoil anything, but more of the gods of war. But yeah, pretty pumped for that, and it's kind of, I think that's what people are going to be holding out to get a PS5 on for the game. Yeah, for sure.
That'll be a system seller. Absolutely.
My brother's waiting for that game to get a PS5, but not like he can get one anyways right now, so...
Yeah.
And that kind of ends the list on stuff we know is coming out this year. We do have a couple things here at the end that was stuff we would like to see.
Or that we are predicting to come out either, end of 2021 or at the very least be announced. And that's one the Stadia might get some love here with Skyrim. I would be shocked if Skyrim doesn't show up again. I don't think they're done with it. They've got other platforms. Bethesda already said, Todd Howard said, hey, we're going to stop releasing it when you stop buying it. Nobody stopped buying it. It'll come out on Stadia and people will buy it. Now that it's owned by Xbox, might be a little bit different story, but
we'll see.
We'll see. It did just come out on Game Pass, so you can play it on your mobile device with Game Pass Ultimate.
Why wouldn't you?
But we'll see. I would not be surprised to see Skyrim pop up again.
Yes. Another thing we're kind of predicting, but kind of want to see is a new Nintendo Switch coming out this year. It's been a number of years since the first one came out, and it's definitely, I think, hit that moment where the Switch is kind of getting left behind. It's pretty evident in a lot of games today that have been on multiple platforms, and the Switch version is well below them, so I think it's time that Nintendo launches a new Switch, either for cloud gaming more is the purpose, or just an upgraded, beefier machine. Time will tell, but we're pretty excited to see maybe a new Switch or stuff for the Switch to help it be competitive in the new generation.
And we'll do an updated video talking more on that, what we would like to see in a new Switch. We did a previous video, but now that things are getting closer and new things have come out, we'll give some other ideas. The last thing that we think is going to launch alongside a new version of the Switch is the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. One of my favorite games of all time, one of the most beautiful, well done, most polished games of all time.
It's called Holding Your Breath for the Call.
Yeah, it is fantastic, and this one is the first Zelda game to be a direct sequel since we got Phantom Hourglass on the Nintendo DS, which was a direct sequel to Wind Waker.
And for those of you that don't know, this was actually just supposed to be a DLC to Breath of the Wild. And Nintendo's like, we have so much content here, we're just going to make it a new game.
Yeah.
And that's what they did.
Which is why I'd be surprised if it doesn't come out sooner than later, because they've already got everything there. They don't need to design a new engine, a new world, new physics. They've already got everything to work with.
The Wii U holding them back. So they are not launching this on the Wii U. That has been, I think, confirmed.
Dead.
Wii U's dead. So I would like to see Zelda with a new Switch, just like how Zelda came out with the first Switch.
And that's what we think and what we are looking forward to in 2021, now that we are at the start of this year. Tell us what you think and what you are excited for in 2021. There's obviously a lot of games we didn't mention, tons of games coming out. Tell us in the comments. Make sure to like us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. We can keep the channel going, and we definitely hope to see you again on
Super Platinum Achievement.
See you guys.